Well, good morning and welcome to the Grow Omaha Show. Jeff Beals here at your service. We're brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAI NP Dodge. This is a special weekend because we are live on location. Tell you about that in just a moment. But first, I want to introduce my co-host, a man sitting next to me wearing a very cool American flag ball cap, Trenton Magid.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jeff.
Well, Trenton, this is really excited because we are live on location at Nebraska Crossing inside the new Grunt style store, which just opened not that long ago this summer. Very unique store, very fun store. We're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to talk about some other new things happening in the retail world and so many things happening. But before we go too much further and get into our news, I do want to bring on Rod Yates. Rod is a good friend of ours, sponsor of the show. And most of you know him as the founder and operator of Nebraska Crossing. Good morning, Rod.
Good morning, Jeff and Trenton. Thanks for having me back on again. It's another special day for Nebraska Crossing with Grunt Style opening up today, or over the last kind of month. They've had a soft opening, grand opening this weekend, and they're off to a really, really good start.
Well, and we're going to talk more about them and what's so unique about them and why they chose the Omaha marketplace as one of their very first bricks and mortar locations, as well as Nebraska Crossing. But so, Rod, we'll have you sit tight a little bit and we'll come right back to you, but we do appreciate you hosting us here like you often do.
You bet. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, well, Trenton, let's go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. We recommend them to our Grow Omaha listeners because they do a very good job coaching you, counseling you through the process, helping you get that pre-approval letter. Doesn't matter whether it's FHA, VA, or a conventional loan. They take good care of you. You can find them online at eaglemortgagecompany.com, or you can swing by in person to their office at 114th and Davenport. Well, Trenton, the big news this week, we're going to break something here in the commercial real estate development world. We have a 500,000 square foot, that's a 500,000 square feet for the mathematically compromised, 500,000 square foot warehouse distribution center for FedEx coming to the marketplace.
Absolutely, over in Papillion. It's kind of by the data centers there off Highway 370, and this is a 70-acre site. It is a big site, and it definitely adds to the industrial market.
Well, and it's in a neighborhood filled with big sites and big buildings because since it's on the southeast corner of Highway 370 and Interstate 80, it's very close to Amazon's 2.6 million square foot regional distribution center. It's just up the street from billions of dollars worth of Facebook investments and lots of other stuff right in that area. Signal, or not Signal 8, but 88 Tactical is right in that area where it's going to be built. So you can kind of picture it. There's an Omaha Steaks warehouse. So a nice industrial addition. Now the question is that in addition to or instead of FedEx existing location on 72nd Street? We're not quite sure about that.
That's a lot smaller location, so I'd imagine this may be regional or something like that. But it's they've already started grading, and they're going to build this one fast, just like those data centers.
Sometimes I like to go to the Henry Doorly Zoo and just kind of walk around a little bit, take in the sights and that sort of thing. I usually do about once or twice a year. I always enjoy going down there. And it seems like if you only go to the zoo about once a year, or sometimes even twice, damn near every time you go, there's some new blockbuster addition. I mean, just earlier this year, they had the new sea lion exhibit, which is over the top. Well, yesterday, the zoo opened a renovated Hubbard Gorilla Valley exhibit. The renovation cost $7 million. That's a lot of money per gorilla. I don't know. I don't know how many you have.
Well, they did that, but then they also do the aviary, the Lee Simmons aviary. Just totally redid that. And
yeah, that just opened a couple weeks ago.
And then the Stingray exhibit as well. Always refreshing the zoo and expanding it.
Well, the new Hubbard Gorilla Valley, it's been there, by the way, for 18 years. When I read that on the zoo press release, I about fell over because it didn't seem like it could possibly be 18 years old. But they added about 10,000 square feet of additional habitat space, lots of, can you say amenities? Amenities for the gorillas. to make their life a little bit happier.
The gorillas feed the guests or something?
I don't know, but I would pay a lot of money to see it. I don't think I would take the food myself. Now, the other thing we wanted to mention, a little bit of a national news item that we sometimes like to bring up some national news items just because of the impact they may have on Omaha or Nebraska. But CoStar, which provides us with a lot of real estate data here on the Grow Omaha show, had a report this week about the migration of major corporations from California to Texas continuing. And we sometimes like to report on this because we just want to remind Nebraskans how important it is to stay competitive. Politics aside, it is well known and generally accepted that California has allowed itself to become very economically less competitive, if that's a safe way of saying it. Just this week, it was announced that AECOM, number 189 on the Fortune 500 list, a Fortune 500 company, civil engineering type firm based in Los Angeles, moving to the Dallas area. That comes on the heels of other major California companies to move their headquarters. Charles Schwab, Toyota Motor Corporation North America, McKesson, Oracle Corp, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, all have moved to either Dallas, Houston, or Austin, their headquarters from California. And what's interesting, Trenton, is that this AECOM number 189 on the Fortune 500 list was the largest corporation headquartered in the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah, you'd think they would wake up, but it seems like California is losing millions of employees, and Texas and some of these other states are just raking them in.
I tell you, another state that's really benefiting from the California exodus is Utah. I mean, you're not getting the big Fortune 500 companies going from California to Utah, but the tech companies, the startups, the human talent that is leaving California and going to Utah. Boise, Idaho is the same deal. And we just have to keep reminding ourselves here in Nebraska, stay competitive. We don't have the greatest weather in the world except for today. Stay competitive.
But we need to get our part of those employees and those businesses and jobs.
And I think we might. I think that 12% population growth that the Metro had that we reported last week, the 19% growth rate that the city of Omaha had, showed.
And this is over the last 10 years, right?
Yeah, 10 years, yeah. Showed that we're doing a pretty good job of that. But you're right, we have to get more and more aggressive and active in that sort of area. The Brant is a kind of retirement senior living type facility under construction southeast of 180th and Harrison. That building has gone vertical now. It's going to have 138 units altogether, some memory care, some assisted living, some independent living. But if you look at the architectural renderings, that's going to be a nice addition to Southwest L.
Excellent. I also have breaking news, too. At
132nd
and Millard Avenue, Jeff heard a rumor, and I just confirmed it. The owner of Mega Saver confirmed that Sinclair station is going to be a Mega Saver right at 132nd and Millard Avenue. It was a Sinclair station for a long time.
Oh, forever. It was, it was just a Sinclair station, but it was kind of a landmark in Millard because it was there so long and it was at such, that intersection there is, I think if I read the stats right, might be the second busiest intersection now in the city and the state behind 90th and Dodge.
Wow, busier than 72nd and Dodge.
I know for a fact it passed 72nd and Dodge. So yeah, that's a big interchange there. And that, my friends, is your news of the week, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, EagleMortgageCompany.com. Like I told you at the beginning of the show, we are live at the brand new Grunt style store. This is a store that specializes in patriotic, pro-military, veteran type clothing. Really cool stuff. And if you watch the show online recording starting like Monday or Tuesday when it's posted, you'll be able to see some of the cool merchandise they have in the store. But when we come back, we're going to find out more about Grunt Style. We're going to find out what's so unique about them. We're going to learn why they came to Omaha and to Nebraska Crossing, and we'll find out about some really cool programs and events they have planned for today. So you're listening to Jeff and Trenton live on location from Nebraska Crossing, Grow Omaha, brought to you by D&M Roofing and NP Dodge. Back in a moment on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to the show. Jeff Fields and Trenton Magid at your service. We are live in location inside the brand new Grunt style store at Nebraska Crossing. Of course, Nebraska Crossing, Interstate 80, Highway 31 in beautiful Gretna, Nebraska. And we're going to talk a little bit about this new store. We have with us Rick Posey, He is the COO of Grunt Style, and Mikey Fahey, who's in charge of events and promotion. Both of them in town from Texas, San Antonio area, where Grunt Style is based. But first of all, Rick, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
And welcome to Omaha. And welcome
Thank
to
you
Gretna.
for having us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Mikey, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Now, Mikey is the guy who's in charge of events and all that, and a former Marine.
Happily retired. Yes.
Happily retired. Looks like he could go out and cause some problems for the enemy if he was still serving actively. And so, Mikey, and kind of a nod to your past profession, you're going to have a little bit of an active exercise you're going to be doing here today.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done it, but yeah, we're gonna have a little fun today with a helicopter and a rappel rope. So yeah, absolutely.
So you're going to rappel out of the helicopter, and it's going to be above Nebraska crossing.
That's the plan.
What could go wrong?
Right.
Now, what are you going to do once you get down to the ground?
Actually, I haven't worked out. Or I'm gonna make a joke like, "Why are you guys all here?" No, we're gonna enjoy a party. You know, that's really what this grand opening event is about, man. We're gonna enjoy a party, celebrate the brand, celebrate Nebraska Crossings, the new store's opening, and just have a good time.
Is there a time for this?
It should be right around 12:15, 12:30 when I'll be getting my ride.
So come out to Nebraska Crossing. Stores open, Rod, at 10?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock today. Okay, and yeah, we can see this. And so this is really cool. But so, Mikey, tell us a little bit about the brand Grunt Style and what people might be able to see here, or what type of merchandise they would find in this store.
The most patriotic merchandise on the planet. That's our goal. We have our mission, vision, and values at Grunt Style is that every home in America will know, celebrate, and defend the freedoms that we have for the next generation, right? And teach that, right? Know, celebrate, and defend.
And be proud of it.
Exactly, and that's pride in military, pride in self, pride in country. That's really what we're all about, and that's just the basic values that when we started this company, when our founder, Daniel Alaric, started this company, that's what he wanted for this brand. And, to provide that message and still give back to our veteran community, to our first responders, to our awesome individuals out there who really put their days and livelihood on the line every day for all of us. We want to recognize that.
Well, let me also mention that not only is the merchandise patriotic, some of it's kind of funny. And it's pretty humorous, too. Like right now, I'm holding up a sweatshirt that says size matters. And there are 6 different kinds of bullets.
That's correct.
Of different caliber and length.
Yeah, it ranges from 22 long rifle to 50 cal BMG. Yeah, absolutely.
So size matters.
We're a little spicy sometimes, sure.
Now we're holding up 2 special edition shirts that are only available at the new Nebraska Crossing location. And the first one has Home of the Good Life on the front. You turn it around, it says guns, corn, football. This will defend Nebraska, home of the good life. Love it.
That's awesome.
Trenton,
and then
be careful as you say this one.
Yes, and then we have a Shuck This shirt with a tank shooting out a ear of corn.
It's a great shirt.
Very Nebraska-ish. and that pretty much says it all.
Yeah, and I really got to give credit to my design team down in San Antonio and in Chicago. Those teams and our talented artists, sometimes they impress even me with my weird mindset on where they come up with this stuff. It's great.
And then one of the other persons from Grunt Style was saying they've had a couple Iowa residents in the store, and they saw the Shuck This shirt, and they said, we could have that in Iowa because, Iowa's into corn. It's not Nebraska specific.
It kind of is, though. Right? I mean, yeah.
But tell us about some of the other merchandise. Obviously, I bought this fancy baseball cap and
looks great
with an
on
American
anybody.
flag on it. And what else do you have?
Well, I mean, all manners of apparel. We have a fitness line. We have hoodies, T-shirts, polos. Really, because we're not just a T-shirt company. We're a lifestyle brand. Like that Grunt Style lifestyle is what draws, I think, our fan base, our customer base to us, is because we speak to the common, average, everyday, patriotic American. And we don't just all wear T-shirts. There's fishing shirts, there's hoodies, there's, of course, my favorite, the Ranger panties, the Silkies, right?
I haven't noticed those yet.
No, they're over there. We'll get you in a pair, buddy. It'll be fun.
Thank you.
But no, that's really what it's about. It's just in just having that message out there and speaking to people who are just like us.
So we're at Grunt Style on the northeast corner of Nebraska Crossing and Gretna. So if you park over by you're going to Under Armour, you're right there. You'll see a Grunt Style sign if you're in parking on the north side, and they're right here. And they've been open for about a month, and today's the official grand opening.
That's right.
And it's going to be busy.
Let's go over to Rick Posey. He is the Chief Operating Officer for Grunt Style. And Rick,
good morning.
It's exciting to have you guys here in our community.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, Mikey does this every day, so this is kind of a new experience for me to be live. But I think the things that Mikey talked about are so important in terms of what we stand for as a brand. And you guys can just tell, I've been around a while and I've worked for some brands. This is a brand that makes a difference. And, we talk about, love of country and self and military. Not only do you see it in our store everywhere that you look, but if you come through our facilities, you come to our headquarters, you come to our fulfillment center, you come to where we produce our product, where over 20% of our employees are veterans. We are trying to make a difference out there in our communities everywhere that we're at. We are thrilled to be here in Nebraska. Back in May is when I first met Rod. He was fantastic to meet me out here. It wasn't a great day, cold day in May. But we quickly decided on a space, and working closely with Rod and his team, we're able to hang up this fantastic store. We're thrilled to be here. Just one thing about, as we continue to grow retail, this is our fourth store. What we're looking for, those places in the country that our customers live, people that love this country, patriotic, and love the flag. When people ask what we're about, I point to the flag and say, that's what we are. If you love this country, you're going to love Grunt Style. And that's what we're all about.
Rick, you guys grew a huge online presence as well as retail stores. How does that all fit in together?
What we're finding, and it's a great question, we're starting to expand into different channels. So we not only do we have online stores, but you'll find us in some other really big wholesale outlets. And what we're finding is it's a very complementary expansion of our brand. You'll find different styles here that you'll find in another store somewhere else. You'll go to online and you'll find styles online that are not in our store. So we really try to tailor our assortment to where we're at and the channel that we're in. But all of it speaks to the same thing, and that is love of country, love of self, and love of the military. So it's a place that when you talk to our employees, what you're going to hear is how proud they are to be a part of something that makes a difference. One of the things that we, and I'll plug this a little bit, and I know Mikey will talk about the Grunt Style Foundation. As a company, we're giving back to the community. We're looking after veterans. We're putting our money where our mouth is. And not only are we servicing the veteran community and active military, but also first responders. I come from a first responder family. I'm a legacy kid. My father was killed in the line of duty as a police officer. So this brand, as we serve not only the military, active military veterans, and also our first responder community, means a great deal to me. So it's great. For me, it's neat to work for a company that's got such a mission and a passion for what it is that we do.
Rick, there are a lot of markets in the United States where you don't already have a store, and a lot of those markets have a target population that's patriotic and appreciates the country and first responders. Why the Omaha metro area? Why Nebraska Crossing?
And I can say it another way. There's other places that we may not be successful going into.
Yeah.
But I think there's three boxes that we want to check. Number one, the adjacency to a military facility, which we have here, and lots of military. We look at our customer file, and we see where we have hotspots throughout the country that we have a really good following. And then we try to identify through several means, picking those areas that are patriotic and are very much about what we stand for as a country, defending our rights and defending the Constitution. So it's pretty there's an art and a science to it. But when we came out here and we looked at what our customer base looked like in this area, and we looked at the population mix in this area and the patriotism in this area, we knew we'd be successful here. And so far, it's proven to be absolutely correct, doing very well.
What have you noticed about Nebraska Crossing that makes this shopping center unique compared to your other locations? The Fast Cash app, I need to bring that up, of course. And the way that the tenants all work together and work with Rod and Johanna about bringing customers to the mall.
This is where I want to give a special call out to Rod and his team. We haven't worked with a lot of centers that have the kind of cooperation and aggressiveness towards supporting a brand like ours. They've been over backwards to get this store open fast and to support things like we're doing today with their grand opening. So, that's another way of saying thank you for everything, Rod, that you guys have done for us. You've made a huge difference.
Well, we appreciate that. And Mikey, we just got about another minute before we have to do our middle of the show break, but I do want to give you a chance to talk about that Grunt Style Foundation that Rick mentioned.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity for us to continue our charitable givings. We operate on our pillars, mental health and wellness, transition assistance, things that veterans, first responders, and just your average day American really, really need. We work with a number of organizations, the Military Food Market, E5 and below active duty guys and ladies out there are almost like 87% on some kind of food assistance. That's crazy, I mean, they're trying to feed a family and they're getting paid by the military and they're not making enough. So we're working with Military Families Program and the Burbiz events, for instance, to help bring that, around the bases, and fix things like that. Mental health and wellness is very, very important. Irreverent Warriors, a great partner of ours. They do the Silky Hikes. Round Canopy Parachuting Team out of Florida, they commemorate those brave men and women 77 years ago who jumped. They help with PTSD and transition to get people back into a team mentality. And it's just all these amazing organizations and partnerships that we're fortunate enough to be able to be part of. And we're going to be able to bring even more of that back through the Grunt Style Foundation.
Well, that's very cool, and it's going to be fun to be a customer of yours over the coming years and to pay attention how your company continues to grow and develop.
Looking forward to it, man.
All right, Mikey Fahey and Rick Posey, we appreciate you guys being with us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
And thanks for your investment in the Omaha area. All right, we're going to take our middle of the show break. When we come back, Trenton and I are going to be talking with Rod Yates and Johanna Boston about what's going on not only here at Nebraska Crossing, what's going on in the area around the center in Gretna. We're also going to talk about some retail things in the world and in Omaha that might surprise you. So we have all of that coming up. And we're going to work in a commercial real estate development spotlight from Noddle Companies when we come back about a brand new 56-acre real estate development coming to Southwest Omaha. So you're listening to Trenton and Jeff on Grow Omaha. We're brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAI NP Dodge. Back in a moment, News Radio 1110. KFAB. And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beals and Trent Magid, Grow Omaha, brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAI NP Dodge. We're live on location in Nebraska Crossing in Gretna. But first, we do have a Noddle Companies commercial real estate development spotlight for you, and it is a brand new real estate development. This is going to be 56 acres of industrial development in the Chalco area, Trenton's southwest corner of 144th and Chandler Road. That there's like some sort of residential assisted living facility that's under construction just to the north of Chandler. This is to the south. It is going to be a development full of flex, distribution, and traditional warehouse buildings. Plans call for up to 200,000 square feet of total floor space.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities. It's a very timely development by Noddle Development, and 200,000 square feet is very sizable, and it sounds like they've got the flexibility to do different types of structures.
Lease, build to suit, or they would even sell ground as well. Don't have a name for it yet, but it'll be, like I said, southwest corner, 144th and Chandler. And that is your commercial real estate development spotlight, brought to you by Noddle Companies, noddlecompanies.com. Well, like we said, we're here at Nebraska Crossing, one of our favorite places to spend time because there are so many retailers here that you can't find anywhere else in the entire state of Nebraska. Rod Yates, Johanna Boston, thanks to both of you for hosting us today.
Thank you again. Great having you out.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Thanks for your generosity. And you guys did it again, another brand new opening.
Yeah, and
Oh, Rod's off mic. Rod, why don't you kind of use mine here for a second?
yeah, Trenton and Jeff, we're Grunt Style is a new to market brand to Nebraska, and I think you're going to see this to be a theme that you and I and Jeff are going to talk a lot about going forward. There's probably 150,000 square feet of new-to-market brand that's actively looking, designing to build in Nebraska right now. I think that's phenomenal to hear. Great news for the community because there's a lot of great brands that are absent in the market, and we've got a really good beat on seeing some really cool, unique retail come into the community.
What I think is unique about that, Johanna, is that Rod's not talking about department stores. He's talking about smaller stores, boutique stores, unique stores like Grunt Style. So nationally we hear about the demise of bricks and mortar, but it's going pretty strong. If you come to Nebraska Crossing, you can see that you guys are pretty full up.
Absolutely. I think that, COVID was really hard on a lot of brands. Some of them went away. Maybe some of them would have gone away anyway. But this just kind of sped up the trajectory of that happening. And Rod has always been really aggressive with looking at, those new to market brands, brands that start digitally native that, we're looking to bring into the market. And, no one in Nebraska with our size of our population need, 3 stores, one on each corner anymore. We need a one store market, and we're positioned in between Omaha and Lincoln, where most of the population is in the state of Nebraska. Obviously, we pull from the states surrounding us, and we're always looking for, those new to market brands that create this fortress asset for us.
Rod, you were saying, you and I were talking earlier about just the demand for more retailers coming to the area because they gained so many online customers during the pandemic.
Yeah, we've got some really great data on this, and we started to see this kind of middle of last year, where a brand like Coach, they acquired 5 million new customers online in 2020. And as you guys know, and we've talked a lot about it, the customer is a hybrid customer now. They shop both online and offline. And so if you're Coach and you acquire 5 million new customers, you have to be thinking about your real estate needs to serve that customers. 5 million is a tremendous amount of new customers, but that wasn't unique to Coach. That's unique to, every brand in America saw that kind of movement. Grunt is another example here who got to 100 million of online sales and acquired a lot of new customers during COVID, started opening these physical stores. So we're going to see a ton of that happen. Amazon came out this week and announced they're going to start doing 30,000 square foot department stores. That's going to be really cool for the community as we look at different kinds of digitally native brands, and then some of the traditional retailers who finally are saying we got to be in Nebraska.
Now, we need to ask you, any new announcements? Now that you have Grunt Style open, what's the next best thing coming to Nebraska Crossing?
Here's what's going to happen at Nebraska Crossing over the next 12 months. We're going to invest about $15 million in the center, and that isn't happening in a lot of centers today, guys. So that's unique and kind of really great to note. But we'll have 10 new brands that open this year. We're going to start construction on 3 expansion buildings this year. Again, all new to market stuff. But the brands you'll see real near term here will be Reebok is opening a store with us. They're doing their Fit Hub concept. Estee Lauder, Stance, the sock company. Aerie just opened this week, their second store in the market. Wolfgang Bakery just opened their first kind of dog bakery store in the market. Echo just opened yesterday. PacSun's opening in Q4. Hertz Donuts is opening in Q1. There's just a ton of activity. And then those expansion buildings, those will be larger format buildings. But probably in about 30 days, we'll be able to get you guys who they are as we get ready to launch those brands as well.
Folks, did you just hear that? He just dropped some retail intel on you. So PacSun is brand new to Nebraska Crossing, opening fourth quarter this year.
Yes.
And then you just said something that probably caused some people to crash their cars. You just said Hertz Donuts is coming here?
Yeah, they're going to do their first drive-through concept. They've had great success in the trade area already with a store in Lincoln and a store in Omaha. And out here in this community, this store with a drive-through is going to just really do some big volumes. And so we're really happy to bring in that, Hertz Donuts is an experiential company. It's great product, great food, but again, they create a great experience for the customer.
Okay, and I don't think we've mentioned Aerie in the past, so they just opened.
Yeah, they just opened. They're off to a great start, hot brand, doing a lot of cool things. It's really part of the American Eagle family, and it's probably will pass $1 billion in sales this year for the American Eagle brand. So they're doing some really great stuff, and we're proud to have them here.
All right, Johanna and Rod, we're going to have you guys stay with us for the lightning round. We'll have a few news items when we come back that we'll go through, and then we'll get a few last comments from you guys about some retail data.
Great.
So,
Thanks,
all
Jeff.
right. We are live on location inside the brand new Grunt Style. Get out here and check this place out today. They're having grand opening celebrations. Shoot, they even have a guy who's going to rappel out of a helicopter at around lunchtime today. So you're listening to Jeff and Trenton. The show is Grow Omaha, as always, brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAI NP Dodge. We'll be back for the lightning round in just a moment and more about Nebraska Crossing on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to Grow Omaha, the area's only show focused on the growth and development of your favorite city. Jeff Beals sitting next to Trenton Magid. We are from NAI NP Dodge, also brought to you by D&M Roofing. It is the lightning round. The lightning round is sponsored by Turner Construction, big Fortune 500 company that here locally behaves like a small locally owned construction company because they're very community centric, work with people, doing a lot of employee and workforce development stuff. Turner Construction. We're live here in Sarpy County right now. They're huge in Sarpy County because that's where Facebook is, or the Sarpy County data center is building their new facility, and Turner Construction is all involved in that, and we thank them for sponsoring the lightning round. Okay, a couple quick items. We love talking about restaurants. Pa Mas is open at Midtown Crossing. Also at Midtown Crossing today, a Zydeco celebration going on starting at 2 o'clock. So if you're looking for something fun to do, you could do that. But Pa Mas, nice addition to Midtown Crossing. Speaking of Mexican restaurants, Mas Shingon or whatever. I've never been there. Have you been to Mas Shingon or Shingon or whatever it is in Benson? Have you tried it, Johanna?
I have not.
No. I've not been there before, but I have to give it a try. They're going to Papillion. Then a new Korean restaurant, Coco's Fried Chicken. They deliberately misspelled chicken with an I instead of an E at the end. If you have never had Korean fried chicken, though, I've had it in a couple other markets, never in Omaha. That stuff is good.
We're getting a heck of a variety around Omaha.
We are. Cornhusker Nutrition, kind of a smoothie, juice bar, tea, shakes. I would assume healthy given the name. 2012 Cornhusker Road in Bellevue. And then Tanner's Bar and Grill at 192nd has consolidated into the newer Tanner's Bar and Grill at 176th and West Center Road. Finally, Ortho Nebraska building a clinic on the east side of Council Bluffs.
You know what's interesting about all this restaurant expansion? They talk about employees being hard to get, and people are still opening restaurants. Pickleman's, other restaurants I work with have really started expanding.
Well, and a lot of retail employees want to work where we are right now, and that's in Nebraska Crossing, because so many of the stores here are once-in-a-market type stores. This is kind of the glamour, prestigious place to work if you're in retail. And we have with us from Nebraska Crossing, Rod Yates and Johanna Boston. And you guys, one of the things that we've always been so impressed about when it comes to Nebraska Crossing is technology. And you guys have always been very, very tech savvy, tech forward thinking compared to other retail landlords. But that is continuing. We're hearing so much more about the new things you're doing with your affiliated company, Just Data. Talk to us a little bit about retail tech.
Yeah, it's really off to a phenomenal start, actually better than we thought. If you look at the traditional go-to for retailers, it was discounting. 20%, 30%, 40% off. We actually wrote a white paper about that, and we talked about how that's such a 20th century way to run a business. And so Johanna came up with this idea that we're going to create this fast cash back model. And you come into our center, you download our app, and every one of our stores will give you somewhere between 15% and 30% cash back. So why is that important if you're a retailer? Well, when you give somebody a discount, you don't collect any data on them. You give them that discount at the point of sale, they walk off, you may or may not ever see them again. But if you give them cash back, you learn a ton of data about them as a shopper, but you also create a sticky customer because you can only redeem that fast cash in Nebraska Crossing at one of our 80 brands. And what we're seeing, Jeff and Trenton, is that our customers are spending 50% more. So when you were getting that discount, you weren't spending more. When you're getting this cash back, you're seeing this cash in the wallet, and you're spending 50 to 60% more in the store at the point of sale. And then secondly, which is really, really valuable to us, we're driving lots more transactions, and we're seeing people come 2 to 3 times more often out into the center. So you've really built this ecosystem now where the customer just feels rewards everywhere. They see instantaneous gratification with the cash back, and it's just a great way to create loyalty for your brand. And so we're really happy with the results. It's a new launch we did the end of last year. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, but it's been phenomenal, guys, and we're getting a lot of national attention for it, and we certainly want to help landlords create or use or create what we've done here. So it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even really advertised it yet, right? So every one of our users is really an organic user. We have over 660,000 people on our app, and so as they open the app, they slowly transition into being a fast cash user. I mean, if you're shopping out here, even if you're shopping once a year, the cash back in your wallet never expires. So people who do come from 3 hours away are really motivated to do it because at least they come back to school and holiday shopping, and so they can save that cash back and the next time they come back. But what we're seeing, like Rod said, is people are increasing the stickiness of their visits. They're coming more often. It's kind of like burning a hole in their wallet. You know, they have cash to spend. And so we're seeing them come in that 30-day period. So anything you earn today, cash back, you can use 30 days from now. We have a little lag period. The retailers asked us to do that. And what we're seeing is it's giving them a reason to come back in 30 days to see what's going on. And in between, we're giving them what they want. We know where they're shopping. We're giving them the marketing, you know, telling them what's new in the store, telling them what events are happening out here, and they're getting off the couch and coming out to Nebraska Crossing.
Rod, you've gotten a lot of international press on the Fast Cash app and everything that you and Johanna are doing to build Just Data.
Yeah, a number of the global landlords had heard about us, and we're going through that period of creating beta test for them where we can create a software development kit for them and they can apply it to their app. And so you're going to see this little tech company in Gretna. It's going to really grow over the next 3 to 5 years, and I couldn't pick a better place to do it than Nebraska. Really proud of it.
There's great things going on in Gretna economic development-wise as well.
Yeah. Last year during COVID, the city council, mayor's office, all worked really hard last year to create a new community park. And it's called Gretna Crossing. And what they've done is they've taken 250 acres of land owned by the city, and they're building this world-class park that'll be an aquatic center, will be soccer fields, all kinds of sporting events, bike trails, fishing in the park as well. So that's just starting construction now. That'll be ready to go in a couple years. And what we're working on with the city is creating a bike path that really connects the park with Nebraska Crossing, so we can have that cross experience when you come out to Gretna to spend the day and hang out in the park, hang out in Nebraska Crossing, and have a great experience.
Well, and that bike path coming all the way to Nebraska Crossing will tie in nicely to some of that new construction you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, there's like we said, 3 new anchor buildings that we're just getting ready to start construction on, and some of them would benefit greatly from that park experience. So we're looking forward to that tie-in.
Johanna, he had a little bit of a
sorry.
smile on his face, and you chuckled. And what that means is that
We
hopefully,
can't talk about it is what it means.
pretty soon,
There's a lot of buzz out there, ladies and gentlemen.
pretty soon, we're going to be talking with you too about some big news. Hopefully, in the not too distant future.
Yeah, Trenton, make sure you don't schedule a vacation anytime soon in the next 30 days, will you?
You got it.
All right.
That's right. It's going to be hard to keep Trenton and Amy from taking vacations. So
I know. Every time I'm here, I'm glad to see your mug.
we are
too.
we are live in Grunt style, and this is a brand new store that focuses on patriotic, kind of pro-veteran, kind of a first responder feel to it, and a lot of it is kind of fun too. I mean, I'm looking at one shirt and it has a logo that reminds me of a certain donut company, and it says "drunk and disorderly." And so
Mikey was wearing that today.
Mikey was wearing one of those. Who is a representative of Grunt Style, who will be for fun jumping out of a helicopter later today. But we just have a minute left, Rod. This is another one of those digitally native stores that we get to come here. Is it the customer profile here? Is it the property? Is it just data and fast cash? It's just interesting how many digitally native companies are coming here before going to other places.
Yeah, I think what you saw coming out of COVID again, it's just also new for us, but you saw a lot of these brands do a lot of customer acquisition through their online channels, and they're now really seeing this opportunity. The customer wants both online and offline, and it's a really cool opportunity to come into the market and build a store. And we're going to see a lot of it. I think Nebraska is going to benefit greatly from it, and we're going to bring a lot of cool retail to the community.
I just need to give a call out on everything that's happening here today. So 10 o'clock, we're doing a ribbon cutting. First 100 people that come in and purchase get a free gift with purchase. It's a T-shirt, Bomb Pop T-shirt. It's awesome. Get down here. Right after that, 12 to 3, we have Oklahoma Joe's barbecue, bourbon, and beer.
Wow, that's a lineup today. You don't want to miss any of that. Johanna, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Johanna Boston. Rod Yates, thanks for hosting us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Live from Nebraska Crossing. This is so cool. Anyway, hope everyone has a great week. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Magid.
You've been listening to the Lightning Round, brought to you by Turner Construction, and the whole show brought to you by NAI, NP Dodge, Commercial Real Estate, and D&M Roofing. We'll chat with you next week at 9 o'clock right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.